You are now listening to Hoardganize with professional organizer and extreme cleaner Rachel Seavey. Every Sunday at 6 p.m., Rachel shares organizing tips and hacks. Rachel combines her experience, expertise, and compassion to help people learn new methods on how to deal with overwhelming clutter. Her media appearances include The Hoarders Show, the CBS Sunday Morning Show, and the Lady Brain Show. Take it away, Rachel.
Hey, collectors. Thank you so much for tuning in to the Hoardganize Podcast. I am your host, Rachel Seavey, and this podcast is all about keeping your kitchen tidy. 5 tips specifically. Are you overwhelmed with your kitchen chores? Are your dirty dishes always piling up? Do you have absolutely no room to sit down and eat or to prepare yourself a meal? Well, dear friends, you are at the right place. On today's episode, I will be discussing how to keep your kitchen tidy. If you have absolutely zero access to your kitchen, please listen to the Where Do I Begin series here at the Hoardganize Podcast, episodes 1 through 5, and work in the kitchen so that you can get to this point. Tip number 1, garbage. Take out the trash. If you have problems with fruit flies and house flies and odor, this can be easily eliminated by taking out your garbage. Don't forget to use small bags that are easy for you to carry and make several trips if you need to. If you cannot physically do this, please ask someone for help. Even if they just pick up a bag or 2 a day from your front door, this would be very helpful. Otherwise, dear collectors, you are going to hoard yourself out of your home. I've actually seen this many times where homes, beautiful homes in great areas, are completely filled to the brim with garbage and recycling, obvious garbage and recycling. And these people even will admit that it's garbage and recycling. But because the person was physically unable to do this themselves, they had to sleep in their car or at a friend's house. I've heard different variations of this story. It's okay to ask for help. I know it's out of your comfort zone, but I don't want you to hoard yourself out of your home. And if you don't take out your garbage, that will happen. Tip number 2, dishes. Dishes. Wash them. If you don't have time to wash your dishes daily, you might want to consider paper plates. Mold can grow on your dirty dishes, which will make it difficult for you to breathe and becomes hazardous for you to eat food off of. As I mentioned with garbage, dirty dishes are another attractant for fruit flies and other invasive insects. If your dishes are so dirty and filthy that you just can't use them, go ahead and throw them out. It's okay. You are trying to save your life. So go ahead and throw out that filthy dish. If it doesn't mean anything to you, if it was just a 10-cent dish, get over it. Now, if it's something that you really care about, an antique dish, of course, you're going to want to salvage that. But I mean just your everyday moldy coffee cup that's been sitting there for 6 months, go ahead and throw it out. These items are toxic and hazardous to your health. If you don't thoroughly wash them out, you can get sick. So, back to the paper plate idea. Paper plates are definitely the way to go if you just can't do your dishes and they're truly, truly disgusting. I understand you might feel wasteful for a moment, but imagine how much money and time and effort you would spend if you got sick. Paper plates are definitely the way to go if you really don't think you're going to wash those filthy, disgusting dishes. It's kind of like a fresh start. One good thing about paper plates is they do go in the compost bin with food on them. So you're not being that wasteful. They are recycled if that's one of your concerns. And this is just a temporary fix. This is so that you can live your life, get back on schedule. You can always use regular dishes again or have some when company finally does come over. It's okay. But this is a great fix while you're in this situation. I'm going to briefly cover dishes that are so disgusting, but you might actually want to wash them. I always recommend soaking them overnight in warm, soapy water. That'll really help you when it comes to scrubbing and elbow grease. Hopefully, you'll just be able to wipe it clean after it's been soaking. You just can't pick up a dish that's been sitting there for 6 months with food on it and think it's going to wash properly. You've definitely got to soak it if it's caked on. Tip number 3, free up your cupboard space by donating your unused cups, dishes, and food. We all know you're not going to eat them or use those dishes, so go ahead and share with others that have much less. It'll make you feel really good, and it's a definite motivator to have some space when you're decluttering. Go through and look for broken dishes. Really not going to fix them, so go ahead and throw them out. Stop making piles of things that you are going to fix one day, especially if they're not items that really mean a lot to you. Heirlooms and, of course, antiques are a different story. I always recommend to go through your Tupperware and your reusable containers. If they are not made in the last few years, they have BPA in them. And this is a toxin that leaches into your food while your food's in the container and can make you very sick. Go ahead and toss them. They can go into the recycling bin for all my green collectors. Go ahead and get rid of as many as you can. Also, if you're spending a lot of time reuniting lids with containers, make your life easy and go ahead and put them all in the recycling bin and start. Or just keep a few. I don't want you to run out and go buy some more, but go ahead and let go of the plethora of plastic containers that you have in your cupboards so that you can make space for some of the stuff that's on the flat surfaces to be put away. Tip number 4, clean out your fridge on a regular basis, or at least throw away rotten food. The smell of spoiled food when you open your fridge and it comes into your home, that is not okay. There's mold growing in there. It's hazardous. Don't contaminate your good food with rotten, sporous garbage. Go ahead and throw that food away. And here's a special tip just based on experience. When you're clearing out containers and food from your refrigerator, go ahead and double bag those items. There is nothing, oh my goodness, like the smell of rotten food breaking through a bag onto a floor, or even worse, you. Immediately throw that bag away outside. If you leave this bag inside, the smell will be horrendous. Tip number 5, clean your kitchen floor, especially if you've had a rodent issue in your kitchen. Stepping on rodent droppings and urine and tracking it throughout your house is not safe. Crawling into bed with those same feet. Any contact with rodent feces or urine is unsafe. If you do have these issues and you're cleaning, please make sure you always wear a mask and disposable gloves. These are hazardous situations. A little rat urine on your skin is not okay. Lastly, when you're cleaning your kitchen floor, please make sure there are no wet areas. You do not want to slip and fall. A lot of the times, especially if you have a bad back, we go ahead and throw down some warm, hot, soapy towels and go ahead and use your foot to wash down your floor. And then get a dry towel and dry it off. Steam mops are also a nice option. I'm sure you have 3 or 4 laying around. Thank you so much for tuning in to 5 tips on keeping your kitchen tidy. Until next time, collectors, and remember, happiness is a place between too little and too much.
Thanks for tuning in to Hoardganize with Rachel Seavey. Listen every Sunday at 6 p.m. or watch on Collector Care's YouTube channel. Rachel is the owner of Collector Care Professional Organizers and Extreme Cleaners located in sunny Northern California. Her passion is helping those overwhelmed with clutter, and she regularly speaks to families, local agencies, and the public about chronic disorganization and hoarding disorder. Her popular Affirmations for Collectors download can be found on iTunes or Amazon. Sign up for her blog and receive 7 tips for clutter-free living at collectorcare.com.